TWF Rampage or Runnin'. I am Joey Styles, here with Trini Kwan and with Corey Graves. And today on Rampage or Runnin', we're going to see the ongoing fight between Apollo Crews and Medusa here. Joey Styles says, well, I do know one thing, Trini Kwan said. Medusa and Apollo Crews have been foes, at least going back to 27 between YL when Apollo Crews came to the TWF. Yeah, that's right, Corey Graves said. Apollo Crews came to TWF in 27 between YL, and during the time when he won the TWF Allegheny Earldom winnings, he had a hang up with Medusa. And if this is the same Apollo Crews we know of, then he's in for a long night. Well, because he still hasn't gotten over Medusa hang up yet. Alright, Apollo Crews Coast. Everyone knows that I was on NXT, then I went to Raw, I went to SmackDown, then I went to Raw, I went to SmackDown, went to Raw, went to NXT. Everyone knows I'm a former WWE Interlando fighter and a former WWE Wanted Rights fighter. But one goal I have is to become the WWE NXT heavyweight fighter. Anyway, enough about what's going on with me in WWE. Anyway, I know one thing I'm going to tell everybody. I've been having this hang up with Medusa for some time. Why? I don't know. But all I know is it's got to come to an end. All I know is Medusa's had it out for me on and off since I came to the TWF in 27 between YL, which is worse than you think. You know? So, I think here today, I'm going to finally settle this whole hang up between me. Oh no. See, if I go and do that, then they'll say, where's that long ride and that long booking stuff? So you see, I just can't end it. Oh, that's right, Apollo Crews. You just can't end it. You see, the scathing that folks would give is that we're not as good enough as the folks in SMW. We're not good as the folks in SWF. Or as good as all those other wrestlers and all those other toy wrestling businesses. You know? Yeah. And I think it's someone like you, Apollo Crews, might be the answer to everything wrong. First off, I think I never liked you, Apollo Crews. Why? Because you took the upside on me back in 27 between YL. And you knew at the end of the day you took the TWF Allegheny Earldom winnings away from me. I never liked you ever since then. And at the end of the day, you truly haven't done that much of things, you know, to really offshoot yourself. You know, you must be boring as much as you've been ever since you've been in WWE. Yeah, we all know how it was when you were in NXT, and how you went to Raw for the first time, how you were hanging out with Apollo, how you were one of Titus O'Neil's buyers when he was an overseer. That didn't quite work out. Then you went to SmackDown for the first time. Then you went to Raw for the 2-4 time. Then you were sent to SmackDown for the 2-4 time, and then somehow you gotten into your head that since your forekin came from Nigeria, whatever the English word for that land is, that somehow your forekin were kingly. Even though, keep in mind, Nigeria, or whatever the English word for this land is, it's a folkreich now. But it didn't stop you from They didn't stop you from faking that you were talking, what do some folks call it? I'll be right back. I gotta clean mine. started faking that you were speaking Nigerian English or whatever, the way of English spoken in Nigeria. Then they gave you Head Aziz to be your body watcher. But that didn't really do that much. Then you went back to Raw for the third time. And not really much came out of it. And then you got steaded. Then you were put on NXT for the 2-4 time. Which is, like, the only other, like, there's usually 2 choosings up on the board. Fuck. There's like, fuck. I'll clean my glasses again. Which there's like 2 choosings on the board. And then you got put back on NXT for the 2-4 time, but it never worked out. So you're thinking I'm boring, and you think on the grounds to why the TWF isn't getting as much watch time as all the other toy wrestling businesses out there. Well, let's just see about that, Medusa. Come on. Oh, ding ding. And Apollo Crews has had enough of Medusa and all the scathing and shaming and guilting and sliding that she's done to him. Joey Styles says, well, Medusa does bring up some truth, Corey Graves said. He didn't really do that much during his time in WWE. What do you mean? Joey Styles said he's still in WWE right now. Apollo Crews. Missing. Right now, Medusa taking down Apollo Crews. Trini Kwan said he did a lot. WWE and Orlando fighter, WWE wanted rights fighter. I think that is doing something in WWE. Trini Kwan said, always got some creep thing to say, don't you? But Medusa has no right to scathe Apollo Crews and say that he's the grounds to why the TWF isn't as good as all the other toy wrestling business, Joey Styles says. Medusa missed with her tail slip. Trini Kwan said, I'll tell you one thing, Corey. I'll tell you right now, Corey Graves says. Apollo Crews, he doesn't really do that much. Yeah, I'll give it to him. He's a former WWE wanted rights fighter, former WWE and Orlando fighter, but that's it. And how long did it take you to win those winnings? And right now, he did it. Down on Medusa. It's over. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. Here is your winner. Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews has beat Medusa here today on Rampage, or Runnin', Joey Styles said, since Ram is the Gaelic borrowed word, Page is the French borrowed word. The English word for that would be running, or overtake, I guess. And Apollo Crews has beat Medusa here today on Rampage or Running. So after all that scathing, all that sliding and shaming and guilting and besmirching, Joey Styles said, Medusa still lost to Apollo Crews. Yeah, Trini Kwan said, I don't see how Medusa can believe that Apollo Crews is answerable for everything, for why the TWF doesn't get a lot of folks watching their uploads and their live streams and all that other stuff. Well, I could tell you one thing, Trini Kwan said, I could tell you one thing. Apollo Crews, I don't know where she got it from, I don't know. She might be on. She might be onto something. Corey Graves says. What I don't know is what. Well, I do know that I do know Medusa. I do know Jonathan Coachman's going to talk with Medusa now. All right, Medusa, you have been in a TWF. I'm gonna say since the end of since the end of 26 between YL, and now you scave Paulo Cruz, who's been in the TWF since 27 between YL, and say that he's the grounds to why the TWF never gets any good watch time on their YouTube fairway, either on their uploads or live streams. You got any truth to back up that fodder belief? You think that Apollo Crews is this great wrestler, but he never really did nothing, Medusa said. He didn't really do anything. Oh yeah, he may have won the WWE, won the Reich winnings and the WWE and Orlando winnings, but that was like years and years into his calling. When he was first on NXT, he did nothing. When he was on Raw and SmackDown the first time, nothing. When he was on Raw and SmackDown the 2-4 time, nothing. It was when he got put on Raw for the third time he did something, and on SmackDown the third time he did something, but Raw the fourth time, nah. NXT the 2-4 time, nah. See, Apollo Crews, you got lucky when you beat me. But if you think this whole hang up, this bind, whatever you want to call it, is over between the two of us, think again. It's not. You shamed me back in 27 between YL when I was the TWF Allegheny Earldom fighter. Or I could have beat you for that, but you kept that winning. So you're holding something that happened between you two back in 27 between YL. Yeah. Well, I think, Medusa, you need to get over it. Let the past be in the past. That's what I think, Jonathan Coachman says. Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you? Well, that's my talk with Medusa. Back to you, Joey Styles. Well, thank you, Jonathan Coachman, for talking with Medusa here on Rampage, or Run-In, or Overtake. That's all the time we got here for Rampage, or Run-In, or Overtake. I am Joey Styles for Trini Quad and Corey Graves. We hope you like Rampage, or Run-In, or Overtake, and we'll see you tomorrow for Power or Might.